Had a Mother's Day doubleheader for your enjoyment. The Yankees have had 3 days off since their last game. Thursday was a built-in off day, and then Friday and Saturday's games got rained out here in New York because of inclement weather. So we have the doubleheader today, and Monday was supposed to be an off day, but now the final game of the 3-game set of this series will be played tomorrow afternoon. So the Yankees take the field as they try to continue their hot ways, winning 8 of their last 12 and 13 of 15. We'll take a look now at the Rangers batting order presented by Geico. This team, at least in the first month plus, has not hit very much. Brad Miller, the third baseman, bats first. Marcus Semien, big free agent signing, really struggling. He'll hit second. Corey Seager, another big free agent signing. He's a shortstop, hitting third. Cleaning up, center fielder Adolis Garcia. Nathaniel Lowe, the DH, will bat fifth. Batting sixth and catching, Mitch Garver, formerly of the Twins. Cole Calhoun in right field will bat seventh. Batting eighth, playing left field, Zach Rex. And Andy Ibanez is the first baseman, and he is going to bat ninth. And that order is going to face Garrett Cole. 5 starts, 2-0, and even 3 ERA. 10 walks in 24 innings, 27 strikeouts. He's allowed 3 home runs. Opponents hit .205 against him.
It didn't always feel like your model. You know, it had your model, your label on there, but a little heavier, a little light. Something was a little off.
Brad Miller swings and misses.
That one right there is a little heavier because he was behind that slider. Garrett Cole with a good one right here. We talked about that cutter. Just, you know, I was going to talk about that, how much different it is, because you really can't pick up the seams of a cutter. Where as a hitter, you can pick up the seams of a breaking ball, a slider, and have some way to gauge it. Where a cutter, you just don't pick it up.
Here's Semien. First pitch outside. Semien signed a 7-year, $175 million deal after finishing third in the MVP, playing second base for the Toronto Blue Jays last year. He had 45 home runs last year. He doesn't have a home run yet. And right now it's May 8th. Now, he started off slowly last year as well, but not this slowly. Lined into center field. It's a base hit for Marcus Semien.
Well, they're expecting huge things from Semien, obviously, bringing him over here. And this is a good way for a hitter to try to make a comeback, and that's to stay up the middle. I mean, he is a power hitter. Led second basemen of all time last year with 45 home runs. But, Michael, you said it, yet to hit one this year.
Here's Corey Seager, another big free agent signing by the Texas Rangers. First year of a $325 million deal, and he's in your tax bracket now, Cam.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks. And you see two guys coming off of, two huge contract deals trying to get their feet up under him and try to get their sea legs, up under him again. A lot of pressure. We saw Frankie Lindor struggle a little bit last year, too, in his first year of that big contract.
Pitch outside.
It's not always easy. You want to come into a new organization, in a new team. You want to, let people know, how much this means to you. You want to do well, but it can be tough. Sometimes you can put too much pressure on yourself.
Swing and a miss. 1-1.
It's also two guys that they brought in to change the makeup and the mindset of that clubhouse. So these are guys who there is some pressure on these guys to try to change a culture. So it's not always easy to do.
1-1. 1-2. Chris Woodward, the manager of the Rangers. Fouled away. Let's take a look at the umpire scouting report. Andy Fletcher is behind the plate. He's neutral. Paul likes that. More outside strikes, fewer high strikes. Andy's in his 24th Major League Baseball season.
Yeah, when you get to that pitcher-friendly thing, it gets a little irritating. But, as a hitter, when you can trust an umpire to call a ball and a strike, it makes hitting is never easy. But it definitely gives you a better opportunity to know the strike zone.
Paul, did you appreciate Aaron Boone's umpire argument the other day in Toronto?
I loved it because I think that Aaron Boone really, really understands how much an at-bat means. I mean, that's a one-run game where it wasn't necessarily the pitch that he was arguing. It was the at-bat before. And, in a one-run game, when you're taking the bat out of Aaron Judge's hand, I mean, that's not fair for the Yankees.
Yeah, Boone, he's one of the best that I've been around, that I've had the pleasure of being managed by, as far as a guy having his players' back. I mean, there's one thing he's going to always have his guys' back, and as a player, it makes you play harder. It makes you go out there and give a little bit more, because you got a guy out there who's going to have your back no matter what. So I love seeing that as well.
One, two. I remember Paul used to tell me that, when he hit a water cooler, he'd have to come home and, the kids would look at him and Neville would look at him like, what are you doing? Well, Aaron Boone got a review from his daughter. His young daughter said, that gum throwing was weak, Dad.
That's good stuff.
You gotta let it loose, huh?
That's good stuff. The kids will tell you, kids tell you like it is, too. They don't hold back, right?
1-2. Ripped down the right field line, foul. Now, it wasn't, as Paul said, that particular pitch, but it was just a litany of pitches. There's the gum throw his daughter didn't like, and that started the tirade. It was pretty heated. He also said that after that argument, he told me, he said, I just felt weak when I got, he said, I felt weak. He said, I felt like my muscles hurt. I was yelling so much.
You only got so much adrenaline when you get a little bit older, Michael. You don't want to spend it in an argument, right?
Got a little lightheaded out there.
Fly ball, left field. Joey Gallo toward the line, puts it away for the second out.
That's what Garrett Cole's cutter. We saw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball early in the count, and then a cutter that Seager hammered foul, but then it opens up the outside corner by taking the change up there, and not much to it to left field.
So here's Adolis Garcia. Had a real good rookie season last year. There's a strike. 31 homers, 90 ribbies, scored 77 runs. Also can run 16 stolen bases.
16 outfield assists. Plays a pretty good outfield. Great arm. He can go get it. He's made some exciting plays in center field for the Rangers. It's funny. You come across guys and you play with so many different guys. I play with his brother, Adonis Garcia. He could hit too. I got him confused at one point when he first came up. I said, is that Adonis? Is he back? He's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, but hitting definitely runs in that family.
Kind of an interesting story if you look. I mean, they actually designated him for assignment last year, and he cleared waivers. And they call him back up a couple weeks later, and ends up having a tremendous rookie year.
Let's take a play at this play he made in Seattle the other night. Tough play, great jump. I mean, full extension. And you can see how excited you get as an outfielder when you make a play like that and take a hit from somebody. It gets you so excited. It gets you off your feet. And I tell you, it's going to be contagious at the plate, too. You make a good play in the outfield, and it makes you want to run to the bat rack to get in there to get to the plate.
So the count 3-1 on Garcia. Runner on first base, 2 outs. Just underway here at the stadium. Yankees and the Rangers, first game of a doubleheader. High fly ball, shallow left, coming on is Gallo, and it's going to fall in front of him for a base hit. Moving to third is Simeon. It's a bloop single by Garcia. Gallo, like he took a step back, then tried to come in, and not enough time as Garcia dunks a single in front of him.
Yeah, as an outfielder, when you take the step back and you freeze, and it looks like the wind's kind of bringing the ball. The play before, he actually had to come in late. A lot of times, a little cool, wind blowing in, ball doesn't carry quite as well as it does when it's warm.
I'll tell you what, Paul. You look at the
glasses here.
You took a look at the flags. They're blowing straight in toward home plate. Those are the flags over the left field grandstand, and you could also see the lights are on for this afternoon game because it's overcast, no sign of the sun at all. Here's Nathaniel Lowe. First and third for the Rangers. 2 men out. 1-0. .293, but 3 for his last 29. So he got off to a great start, hitting 103 over his last 29 at bats. They throw to second as the runner at first, Garcia, bluffed and then stopped.
That could have got real interesting right there. I think everybody got caught off guard right there a little bit. I don't know if Hickey wanted to eat it or throw it through. Everybody got caught off track.
Sometimes you get a horrible jump as a base stealer and you figure out I'm not going, but a lot of times the catchers don't read that and they go ahead and throw through. You know how hard that is to try to stop and get back. That beats your toes, your knees, everything.
Absolutely. Right, as a base stealer, a lot of times we're over there in your head, you feel a little bit better than you really do. You know, in your head, you're like, okay, I can get a good jump. I got this. And then, like you said, you get an awful read, and then you have to shut it down halfway through. If Hickey comes up and just peeks at first for a second, you're right, Paul. He's got to play there.
Runner goes, swing and a miss, struck him out. Lowe goes down on strikes, and that'll do it. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. Rangers nothing, and the New York Yankees coming to bat. I go, it's Hicks at top, Judge second. So the Yank Arons are at the top of the order. Anthony Rizzo will hit third. The DH is Giancarlo Stanton. He carries a 9-game hitting streak into this. DJ LeMahieu, Joey Gallo, Gleyber Torres at second, batting 7th. Batting 8th, the shortstop Marwin Gonzalez. Kyle Higashioka will catch. He's going to bat 9th. And they are going to face the Rangers right-hander Dane Dunning. This will be a 6th start, 1-1, 3.81. strikeout per inning, 8 walks. He has allowed 3 home runs. Let's take a look at the scouting report.
Well, he is looking for a repeat performance. Last Saturday against the Braves, 7 2/3 innings, 1 run, 7 strikeouts. By far his best start of the year, and he was the pitcher of the year last year as a rookie with the Rangers. Pitcher of the year award winner, and he loves grounders. I mean, since last year, 53% ground ball rate, which is the 4th best in the American League.
Aaron Hicks is going to start it off. We told you the Yankees are 18-7. That's tied with the Dodgers for the best record in Major League Baseball. And there's a strike. Dunning, 27 years old. Former first-round draft pick. Check the swing, but he goes around 1-2.
You know, it's funny, Michael, you said first-round draft pick, and if you've seen the first 3 pitches, you saw a 90-mile-an-hour sinker, a slider, and then a changeup. I mean, number 1 draft picks now, this day and age, are 100+ with a cutter or something. I mean, it just shows you how much the game has changed.
It has changed a lot, but isn't it fun watching a guy who still knows how to pitch out there? It's, you know, it's a tribute to him being able to make it to the league, have some success, because it lets you know this is a guy who knows his stuff, he understands his stuff, and he knows how to pitch. It's refreshing to still see that out there.
2-2. Strike 3. Hicks knew it. He's down looking. Take a look at the Rangers defense. Rex, Garcia, and Calhoun. Told you about Garcia's arm. 18 assists since 2021, the most in Major League Baseball. Infield, Miller, Seager, Simeon, and Ibanez third to first. Garver behind the plate. Dane Dunning is on the mound. So here's Aaron Judge. Tied for the Major League lead with 9 homers. 1-0. Now you see those numbers.
I'll tell you what. If you're a sock company and you want to, you know, really show your logo off, you want Aaron Judge wearing your stuff because he's got long legs. Look at those pink socks he's sporting up there.
Spikes clean. As a player popping into the clubhouse today, watching all these guys get ready. This is one of my favorite days. We talk about, you know, bats and shoes and spikes, but, you know, if you're like me, you know, I'm a mama's boy, so these guys get excited to play, you know, on Mother's Day. You know, everybody's representing and wanting to put on a show for mom at home, so, you know, he's definitely sporting that look the right way.
The 2-1. 2-2. Let me give you the rest of the umps. Andy Fletcher behind the plate. Lance Barrett at first. Alan Porter at second. Jeremy Rehack is over at third.
You see that right there. And I saw some numbers the other day. Aaron Judge, since he's been in the league, I want to say top 4 in, you know, that low strike being called. It's not a strike. And it's I don't know if it's his height. I'm not sure what it is, but he definitely, that pitch has missed a lot on him. And again, you're taking the bat out of a guy's hands, so you really need to, you know, give him a fair opportunity to do some damage up there.
You know, the guys on the postgame show, Bob and Jack, spoke about this. Since he's come up in 2017, he's had 366 strikes called that were below the strike zone. 366. Now, some might say it evens out because he doesn't get as many high strikes called because of his height. But those low strikes, we see him punched out on that an awful lot.
Yeah, tell a hitter it evens out and ask him what he thinks about that.
High fly ball, right field. Calhoun makes the play for the second out.
I don't know about you, Paul. Did you believe in the whole it evens out? You know, my whole thing is if I hit a ball hard and it fall, you know, it even out. No, I need that one now. I didn't believe in saving hits. I didn't believe in, you know, anything evening out. What do you think?
I'll tell you one thing. There was never, I mean, Don Zimmer was always so much fun that, you know, it's going to even out. Keep hitting your line drives. And I'm throwing stuff around. It's not evening out. And then what would make you even worse is you'd go watch somebody from the other side, you know, crack a bat and get a base hit. It just, the game makes no sense sometimes.
It does. It makes no sense at all. You're right. That little squibber, you know, guy getting lucky, finding some green. It's a crazy game.
One and two. Rizzo, one of the players tied with Judge with 9 home runs to lead Major League Baseball. Stanton's on deck. 1-2. 2-2 on Anthony Rizzo. Yankees average 4.76 runs per game. Only the Dodgers and the Milwaukee Brewers average more. Now, in terms of runs allowed, the Yankees allow 2.80 runs per game, and only the Dodgers allow fewer at 2.36. So every single metric you want to look at, this Yankee team holds up well against anybody else in the game.
And what I love about from an offensive standpoint is they're finding so many different ways to score runs. They're not just waiting on the long ball, and I think that is going to be huge for them this season.
Well, their run differential is plus 49. Only the Dodgers are better at plus 68. So they put up a lot of runs and they've given up few. And that's a good formula, Paul. You score a lot, you don't give up many. That results in wins.
Well, great teams are going to have good pitching, and if you score runs, and this year defense seems to be much better so far at a couple key positions. So, you know, the Yankees are in a good spot, and also getting off to a good start where you're not trying to dig out of a hole to everybody's expectations.
Here's Stanton with a 9-game hitting streak. 1-0.
Yeah, they really have done a really good job of, you know, combating those early season scoring woes and you know, getting guys in, you know, when they're in scoring position. They've done a great job of capitalizing and handling those situations very well.
2-0 on Stanton.
You can tell guys feel good. I saw Dylan Lawson in the clubhouse today. He had a big smile on his face and, you know, dapped him up a little bit, and he said, you know, guys are feeling good, bats are heating up, and, you know, a lot of quality at bats across the board, and that's what you want to see, the quality at bats and, you know, guys controlling the zone.
There's a strike. Now, the Yankees did put Tim LeCastro on the IL, 10-day IL, with a lat strain. And they called up Esteban Florial and Ron Marinaccio. Marinaccio was called up for LeCastro. Florial's called up for the doubleheader. You get an extra player. Count 2-2.
Michael, I just want to remind you, you got to pace yourself now. We got 2 9-inning games. This is not old school back last year where we got the 7 innings now.
No, this is old school.
Yeah, exactly.
Swing and a miss. Pitch diving down and out of the strike zone. So the Yankees strand Rizzo. We go to the second. 0-0.
Welcome back to the Bronx. I'm Meredith Morakovitz. The Yankees will not have an off day until May 30th. They'll play 23 games in 22 days. And with the team off day this past Thursday, then back-to-back rainouts, Aaron Boone was forced to adjust the rotation just a little bit. We see Garrett Cole on the mound here for his second inning of work. Then it'll be Jordan Montgomery getting the ball in Game 2. Nestor Cortez will pitch in the series finale tomorrow. Now, interestingly enough, they decided to push back Luis Severino a little bit. He will not get the ball until Tuesday. When I asked Aaron Boone about it, he said, don't read too much into it. With Severino coming off the year where he did not pitch a lot coming off an injury, they're going to try to give him days whenever they can. Also noteworthy, the Blue Jays are in town on Tuesday, and they have a very right-handed lineup as Garver sends one here to left field for a stand-up double. And, Michael, then it'll be Jamison Tyone in the second game of that Blue Jays series. They will need a sixth starter in the White Sox series. It most likely will not be Michael King. He's been too valuable out of the bullpen. It likely will be somebody in the minors, but a lot can change from now until then.
Well, absolutely, and he did open up the possibility. It all depends on how the games play out over the next couple of days. If they don't have to use King, maybe they use him as an opener, but they seem like they're leaning right now toward bringing up one of the starters from AAA. So a double for Garver to open up the second inning. Here's Cole Calhoun. Cole, one hit in his last 21 at-bats.
Cole Calhoun brings the leather every day he shows up to the ballpark. I tell you what, not swinging it that great, but this guy can go get a baseball in the outfield. I mean, he has made some spectacular plays throughout his career. One of my favorite teammates to be around too. Another good guy to be in the clubhouse around.
What makes him a good teammate?
Well, really, he loved my dreadlocks when I used to have my dreadlocks.
Oh, so it's all about you.
Yeah, he gave me a lot of compliments. He made me feel good. You got to have a teammate like that, man. I was that teammate, but he used to always give out the compliments about my dreads. Cam, your dreads are sick. Cam, I love your dreads.
Let me try something. Let me try something.
Give me something.
Cam, your turtleneck is sick.
Man, I
it's
love
lit.
it. Swaggy. And he dropped the lid on me, Paul. You hear that?
I'll tell you, if you need compliments, don't hang around Michael K. They're very hard to come by.
I'm here to give Michael compliments.
Wow. I don't know if you noticed, Paul, but Meredith and Cameron wearing, rocking turtlenecks. We didn't get that memo today.
Well, I know one thing. We're dressing from a different closet because we're a little more conservative. You got that young guy to your left there.
So here's Zach Rex. Called up on April 29th from AAA Round Rock. Has a 4-game hitting streak. Batting 8th in the Rangers order. One and 0.
Michael, I look at a team that's, kind of struggling with the Rangers are. They come into this game 5.5 games back, and they expected so much. But when you start to look at your left fielder, your right fielder hitting 7th, 8th in the lineup, you know that, chances are you're struggling to score runs. And that's what Texas is. They're giving up a lot of runs. They score a little bit over 4 a game, but, in Texas and in that division, you're going to just have to, score a lot of runs to win.
Now the Yankees were going to open up their season this year with 4 games in Texas. Obviously with the lockout and the subsequent CBA that was settled, that first week of the season was not completely eliminated. It's just been moved into the season. And it's going to be a bear to make up the 4 games against Texas. It's the final 3 days before the postseason, and in the middle of those 3 days is a doubleheader. So if you're the Yankees, you want to have everything settled by then rather than have to waste a lot of your important pitchers for a doubleheader 1 day before the end of the season. As Rex goes down on strikes.
Well, again, Kim talked about it early, how important Garrett Cole's fastball is. He's topped 100, this 99 right by Rex, right down the middle of the plate.
I mean, he does such a good job. His arm is so fast. He stays behind the baseball so well. It gives that four-seamer almost that rise effect when you're facing him. So, guys don't know how difficult it is to hit 99 miles per hour, even when they're throwing it. So when they can trust that and trust that stuff, a lot of success can happen.
Buzzed the tower there just a bit as Ibanez got out of the way. Well, that was one of the things that Matt Blake, the pitching coach, said about Cole's early struggles. He said he's trying to hit the corners with his fastball. He said he's got such great stuff. Just challenge the hitters and don't fall behind in the count. And he's certainly done that over the last 2 games. There's that cutter.
Yep, there it is. And again, that fastball, that cutter is opening up the plate for Garrett Cole so well. Because like Paul said, you can't see the spin on that pitch. When he goes fastball away and then throws the cutter off of that, it's hard for the hitters to lay off of that because you can't see that spin. When you see that spin from the slider, sometimes it's a little bit easier to shut down. But when he throws that cutter off of that four-seamer, he's difficult to deal with.
Missed outside.
You know, what's really impressive, you know, with these guys, and a guy like Garrett, you know, a guy like Verlander, DeGrom, these guys can just make up pitches as they go. He just added this pitch. This isn't a pitch that he's been working on for years. This is a new pitch that he's already found some success with, and that has to be fun, you know, for Garrett Cole. That's like a new toy.
Did it get him? No, it didn't, and he checked his swing, so the count 3-2.
Garrett Cole's asking the same thing. Is it possibly a foul ball? He might have heard some noise here. You see on this check swing, if this ball changes direction at all. No, it looked like it went above it. But out of Higgy's glove.
Looked like he hit Higgy's glove, though. That might have been catcher's interference. Nobody's saying anything. 3-2. So they've made Cole work over these first 2 innings at 42 pitches. Let's see if he got his glove there. Yeah, he definitely did, and that's something the Rangers could challenge, and they didn't do it. Now a pitch has been delivered, so can't do anything now. Did he go? No, he did not. Higashioka was running off the field, and Garver was way off of second base.
And you can see that slider just missed a little bit. I think they were hoping he went around on the check swing. May have went around.
If you're Ibanez, you got to feel pretty lucky to be running to first base here.
It's a good sell job.
The catcher running off the field, everything. Yes.
So here's Brad Miller back to the leadoff spot. He struck out in the first inning, and you know we talked about the high pitch count right now for Cole. He hasn't given up any runs, but he has thrown 44 pitches, and you know a doubleheader, 23 games in 22 days. Aaron Boone kind of hinted today that Cole is built up to give them innings, but innings are one thing, but if you got a high pitch count, they are not going to let you throw that many innings.
Yeah, you still got to manage the game and manage his, you know, his endurance and see where he is. 2 days off, it sounds like a good thing, but you know it also can throw you off your game a little bit too. These guys are playing really well. You get in a rhythm, and then you have to sit for 2 days because of the rain out. So it can be a gift and a curse at times. You get every bit of extra rest, but you also lose that good feel sometimes that you had.
Chop right side. Gonzalez fields and fires and gets him to end the inning. No runs to hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We're going to the bottom of the second inning at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Yankees and the Rangers, 0-0. Being Susan G. Komen in the fight against breast cancer. Scan the QR code displayed on your screen to learn more. We go to the bottom of the second inning. 0-0. Yankees and the Rangers. It's LeMahieu, Gallo, and Torres for the Yankees against Dane Dunning. You know, the Yankees have led LeMahieu off quite a bit, but Boone has said and admitted that it's really seductive to have him in the middle of the order and come up with men on base. So on a day where Hicks is leading off, he has LeMahieu batting 5th. Count 2-0.
And that's the balance that you love seeing. You can take a guy like DJ and stick him in the 5, 6, 7 hole, anywhere in the lineup, because there are a lot of 2-out ribby situations that come up. So having a guy you can trust in those situations is extremely huge, and that's another attribute for Booney and this Yankee squad, to have a guy like that in the middle who is going to continue to put together quality at bats no matter what.
Grounded slowly to third. Charging is Miller. The throw to first, and the scoop by Ibanez to get LeMahieu for the first out.
We talked about Dunning and how he does have that sinking fastball, and you're going to see a lot of the Yankee hitters beating the ball in the ground. DJ LeMahieu trying to smell that hit, getting down the line, not quick enough.
Nice stretch by the youngster over there at first, Ibanez. That's nice.
So here's Joey Gallo against his former team. 568 games with the Texas Rangers at 145 home runs. Made 2 All-Star games. Won a Gold Glove in 2020 with the Rangers. Fouls that one off. He was a first-round draft pick of Texas in 2012, 39th pick overall. One of those compensation picks after the first round, considered a first-rounder. Soft ground ball. Simeon's there, and that'll do it for the second out.
If you look at Joey Gallo from the side especially, you see a lot of head movement. And when, as a hitter, when you're starting to lunge and move a little bit towards the pitcher, it just makes things happen a little bit too quick. You kind of drag the bat. You see, kind of weak contact to the right side. So you'd love to see, Joey Gallo is a power hitter, a guy that wants to kind of stay behind the ball instead of getting out in front.
That's a great point, Paul. And there's another guy who I've been excited how he's been swinging the bat is Glaber, to add to that point. Early in the season when I was watching Glaber, he almost looked as if he was on skates. We talk about being connected with the ground as hitters, getting loaded and being connected with the ground. Well, the past couple weeks really have seen Glaber be way more connected. When he gets that front foot down, you can almost see his body sinking to the ground, and it's just giving him more balance. It's allowing, like you said, that head to be a lot more quiet and work the middle of the field, and good things are happening for Glaber. When you start seeing him hit balls to right center field, good things are happening, and you're seeing that a lot more lately.
Two and two. Bottom of the second inning, 0-0. Waved at that pitch, and a strong inning for Dunning as the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We're going to the third at the stadium. 0-0. Yankees and the Texas Rangers. On a Sunday afternoon at Yankee Stadium, hope you're enjoying our presentation with the great new graphics and things like that. And right now we go to the third inning, 0-0. Texas and New York. I don't know if you caught it, Paul, but the pregame show, Meredith has a big desk on the field for the pregame show. She ordered it. It's like gigantic, yeah. She owns that desk.
Day.
Yeah.
I hope she has a lot of Amazon boxes. I know I got boxes every single day at the house. So.
Paul, I ordered the desk, and then obviously veteran move, I billed it to the Yes Network, or to Amazon, I should say. Prime Video.
Very nice.
All of them. They're all getting an invoice. I was going to send it to you, but I didn't think that'd be the right thing to do.
Look at that desk, Paul. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
It's got her own set out there.
Maybe you'll join me one day. You never know.
Why not?
Cameron,
Why not?
you're welcome. Michael, you're welcome. The more the merrier.
That desk intimidates me, Meredith. I don't know if I can go down there.
Well, with the turtleneck gang, I think we definitely need to do it.
Turtleneck pregame show on Prime Video. Nice pitch right there. Clipping the outside corner, I guess. One away.
I'll be honest, that scouting report on Andy Fletcher is pretty fair. Through personal experience, he seems to be a little bit more pitcher friendly.
Now, we had neutral, so you're saying he's pitcher friendly now.
I'm saying he's pitcher friendly. Actually.
Wow. Well, all hitters think everybody's pitcher friendly.
Andy Fletcher is pitcher friendly.
Paul, was there ever a hitter friendly umpire that you know?
Yes, Randy Marsh. You remember that name, Randy Marsh? He was my favorite umpire in the world. He's from Kentucky, Ohio. Or Kentucky, Ohio. That's pretty close, right? He was from Kentucky, right next to Ohio. So he would come up to Cincinnati, and I just always knew that Randy Marsh was going to call ball a ball. It was so much fun to hit when he was behind the plate.
That's because you grew up right across the river from him. That's why.
Maybe he was giving me a break. Huh?
Yep. Wildcat break. Kentucky Wildcat. 1-2 on Seager. Still 1-2.
Well, Michael, I don't know. You talked about being across the river. That's not where you want to be right now. The Cincinnati Reds, what are they, 4-22, something like that?
That's not pretty.
Talk about digging out of a hole. Wow.
I mean, they're talking about they're 4-23. They're talking about they can possibly have more losses than the Mets in 1962. Grounded off the first base bag. Grabbed by Rizzo. He flips to Cole. They got him. Nice play by Rizzo.
You know, there's a lot of laughing going on there, but there's a lot of reactions and a lot of things had to take place on this play. First of all, as a first baseman, you think it's by you down the line. Then it's straight up in the air. Garrett Cole gets there and then has to react to a quick shovel pass. A lot of times the pitcher won't even break on that. Not as easy as it looks, but good out.
Big cut by Garcia, fouled away.
You've heard me talk about Anthony Rizzo's feet, but man, I mean, he has great feet. Did you see him? Did you see the cornerback move? I was like a cornerback right there, covering a wide receiver the way he stopped and came back to that baseball. The big man, that's why he has gold. I mean, great hands, great feet. Puts a lot of work in over there. It's a outstanding play.
4 gold gloves. He also has a platinum glove, too. 0-2.
Let's watch his feet right here. First off, preset. Watch his feet. Shuffle, shuffle. Come back to the ball. Outstanding play right there. Probably looked like he would have, ran a good shuttle right there with those feet.
So it looked like the wide receiver was going to the sideline, then cut back.
You see that?
Yeah.
Boom,
Yeah.
hitch route. He was all over it. Pick 6. I don't know if Anthony would have ran away from a cornerback though, but
Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts for Cole in the inning as the Rangers go down in order with some help from Anthony Rizzo. Yankee cornerback, Yankee first baseman. Yankees come up in the bottom of the 3rd. Well, this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees. Speaking of the Yankees, it'll be 8-9-1 in their order against Dane Dunning, starting with Marwin Gonzalez. And there's a strike to Gonzalez. Marwin starting Game 1 at shortstop. Isaiah Kanafalefa will be in there for Game 2. Now, Dunning went to the University of Florida, and he was teammates with the Mets' Pete Alonso. And the two of them helped the Gators reach the College World Series in 2015 and 2016. So he's got some winning in his blood. Made his Major League debut with the White Sox in 2020. And he already has his Tommy John surgery out of the way. Missed the entire 2019 season with Tommy John surgery.
You know, it is amazing, Michael, when you mention that he's had his Tommy John. It's just so ho-hum now. The pitchers come back, usually stronger and better. It's, you know, a year out of your career.
Ground ball, nice play there by Simeon from the outfield grass. Gets Gonzalez for the first out.
It's almost a running joke now in the clubhouses, Paul, where guys are like, you know, you're having Tommy John, oh, perfect. You'll be 4 miles per hour, you know, have about four more miles per hour on your heater. You'll be fine. You know, guys are coming back, like you said, better than they do before they go down with Tommy John. So I said it's almost a running joke in the clubhouse. Oh, you're having Tommy John? Congratulations. You'll be back better than ever.
So here's Kyle Higashioka against Dunning. Now, because of the rainouts, the Yankees and the Rangers had to play a doubleheader and then use a mutual off day tomorrow because this is the only time that Texas Rangers come into town this year. I wanted to get your take on this, Paul, because when Aaron Boone met with the media today, sat down, he said, I hope you guys enjoyed your All-Star break, because it was 3 straight days off, and baseball players are creatures of habit. 3 days off in a row is a lot.
Yeah, it really is, and especially early in the year, and we touched on it earlier, especially when the Yankees were playing as well as they have been, and you look at the schedule here, all of a sudden, you know, later in the year, I didn't mind a doubleheader because you were kind of beat up and tired. You assume you would get 1 day off. But, you know, if you're Aaron Judge or Stanton or one of these guys that are swinging the bat well, you know, you're virtually playing 3 games in 24 hours, and chances are Aaron Boone's going to sit you down one of them. So this is the time of the year that you really don't want to miss games. And by having a doubleheader and then the makeup game on Monday, chances are you're going to miss one of them as a player.
Now, Thursday was a built-in off day after the road trip. And then Friday night's game postponed because of rain. Yesterday's game postponed because of rain. Terrible weather here in the tri-state area, and they couldn't play. So they had to postpone them, and they had to make them up. And here we are with the doubleheader today and single game tomorrow. Grounded to Seager. 2-away.
What I do love about the Yankees in this you know, grueling schedule that they're about to have is they have depth, you know, from a pitching standpoint, from a position player standpoint on the farm. They need to bring any guys up to, you know, give a guy a breather or a break, you know, through that tough stretch. And one thing they do have is that depth in the organization, and you know, that's where a lot of their success comes. They have guys always ready to step up and be the next man up.
Back to the top of the order, and Aaron Hicks. Oh, 0-1. Two outs into the third. 46 pitches for Dunning.
Nope. Take a look at Ibanez at first. He has like a little quirky pre-pitch routine that he does right before the ball enters the zone. Kind of taps the dirt with his hand. I think it's almost so he's not lazy. We all do our own little things out there, but it's a funny little quirk that he has right there. I think it's, again, just to make sure he's not getting lazy in his pre-pitch and making sure he's ready to go. So kids at home, figure something out that gets you ready.
Tap. Let's go. 2-1. I do that before every broadcast. Hit the carpet here.
I just kind of pull my ear a little bit, tug on my right ear a couple times.
Yeah.
A little nervous tick, I guess.
Stole that from Carol Burnett.
Paul, did you have anything that you would do before pre-pitch, before you got ready?
Yeah, I was usually out there working on my swing. I've been laughed about it for years. I'd usually go out to right field and try to take a little batting practice in between.
Shallow fly ball. Going out is Simeon, and he makes the play in foul territory for the final out. So Dunning has retired 7 straight Yankees and has not allowed a hit through 3. You know, the football play and footwork of Anthony Rizzo, and here's why. These are cousins. John Avery, NFL running back. Aaron Maben, NFL linebacker, another cousin. Jalen Reeves-Maben, cousin, NFL linebacker. Rashad McCants, he didn't play football, he went for the NBA. Rashonda McCants, WNBA forward, another cousin. Cam, these family reunions must be unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like, you know, who's the captain, who picks first, you know what I mean? And I was always the last person picked. Rashonda was always the first person picked. She was probably the best athlete of everybody you saw in that clip. Best jumper, too, out of the whole group.
Now, I've been getting a scouting report on your oldest son. He looks like he's on the way.
He's got a chance, you know. Nobody is, you know, signing any deals at 14, but he's a pretty good player. He's the number 1 outfielder in the country in class of 2026. So he's got some talent. It's fun to watch.
Number 1 outfielder. Well, he's got to sign an NIL deal. Name, image, and likeness. Then you don't have to work anymore.
You know, I had a buddy, you know, he had an opportunity. What a blessing to grow up in the big league clubhouse. But when he was 5 and I was with the San Diego Padres, you know, he would have him out shagging fly balls at 5 years old. And I remember Edison Volquez came up to me and said, Hermano, I'll give you $1 million for him right now. He'll make me 30 one day. It's okay.
Wow.
So I thought that was the funniest joke at 5 years old. I'll give you $1 million for your 5-year-old. He'll make me 30. So he's had an opportunity to grow up around, you know, a lot of really good guys, and a big league clubhouse goes a long way.
Swing and a miss, low chased. 1 away here in the 4th.
Again, Cole overpowering, especially up in the strike zone. Low, no chance to catch up to this. Seen kind of around the ball, no way to stay on top of that.
There's Mitch Garver. You know, the Rangers last year didn't get a lot of offense out of their catching, and that was one of the reasons they acquired Garver, but they really accentuate framing and defensive work behind the plate, and they have turned Garver into a really good framer, and that's just over a couple of months. So they've done the work with him, and they're hoping that he hits better than the 188 he's hitting coming into this game, but he does have the 3 home runs and the 8 ribbies.
Yeah, and that's kind of was his MO in Minnesota, you know, is he could hit the long ball. He's a little bit injury prone, but a guy who, you know, caught well, was doing a good job and working on his receiving. And you're right, they're just hoping that bat comes back along like it was early in his Minnesota career.
I mean, last year they got great defense out of Heim and Jose Trevino, who was traded to the Yankees before the season began. But they work on it a lot.
And we've seen what kind of, you know, framer Trevino is. I mean, I enjoy watching him behind the plate. Any opportunity that he gets back there, he is magical with his hands.
'99 from Cole, 1-1. He's been from 99 to 101 so far today. He's throwing very well.
I mean, just so much life in that fastball. And when you see guys that behind, you know, you want to trust that thing and make them have to show you that they can catch up to that pitch.
Ground ball into short right field. Gleyber Torres over to Rizzo in a 1-2-3 inning. For Cole, he's retired 7 Rangers in a row. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still looking for a run. Rangers doubleheader will be shown on Yes. Coverage begins immediately following the conclusion of this game, so make sure you switch over to Yes or the Yes app. And Yes also has coverage of the rescheduled series finale tomorrow starting at noon, with first pitch scheduled for 1:05. Mom, check this out. Look who's up. It's Aaron Judge. Yeah, let's turn and watch. And here he is, Aaron Judge, leading off the bottom of the 4th. Outside, 1-0.
Talk about players being superstitious, want to be comfortable. Notice AJ went in and changed his socks.
Yeah, he did. I've seen some guys on Mother's Day, if they have a bad first at bat, the pink bat is done.
Pink bat, I'll go in, I'll take the shoes off. Especially, like Paul said, if you're a guy who's been swinging the bat well, I can't put that hot stick down. I got to keep swinging what's been working. I love you, Mom, but hey, you got to hang with him today.
And also, it must be uncomfortable, seriously, because all of these spikes, the pink spikes that a lot of the guys are wearing, they're brand new, so they're not broken in either.
Yeah, absolutely. That was something that I always, did was have me a pair of insoles that I would just swap out and spike. So a lot of these guys, they've got the orthotics and they just swap out the insoles to make every shoe comfortable. But look how sweet those are.
That's nice.
Michael, does this make me old when I tell you that I never got to use the pink bat or the pink shoes or anything? That came along a little bit later.
Nah, you're not old. You just weren't a part of all the gimmicks.
No.
Guys, just strap it on and let's play ball. I love it.
Well, you did show an appreciation for the pink belt there, Paul. We'll get you one.
I like that.
I see you golfing with that.
Exactly. You can wear anything on a golf course. Pink belts, white belts, anything you want.
John Daly proves that every game.
Yes.
Aaron Judge works a walk-off Dunning, second base runner for the Yankees.
I think Dunning has gone over the scouting reports. You get behind Aaron Judge, but he got 8 home runs in his last 11 games. I don't know that you give in or challenge him with 90-mile-an-hour sinker. I mean, you just kind of hope that you can get that ground ball now and get a double play. Much easier than trying to challenge Aaron Judge when he's hot.
So here is Rizzo. He walked in the first, takes a strike from Dunning. 3 infielders on the right side for Rizzo.
See Anthony shaking his head at that one. Had that one, the ball off the plate.
Fly ball. Right center. Garcia makes the play. 1 down.
Yeah, it's another thing that sinker will do, where you think you're right on it as a hitter and you end up, it kind of sinks away just enough to get it off the end of the bat, where you don't see that good carry of Rizzo.
So here's Stanton. He struck out in the first inning on a pitch breaking way out of the strike zone. So he didn't pick it up out of Dunning's hand. Has a 9-game hitting streak. One and 0. A bit of a chilly afternoon here in the Bronx. The wind whipping in toward home plate. Lights have been on since first pitch. But this weather is almost tropical compared to the last 2 days, so we'll take it.
I mean, rain from sun up to sundown. I mean, all day long for 2 days. It's, as a player, you don't want to, like I said, you don't want to sit for 2 or 3 days. It can get tough.
Aaron Boone said most of the Yankees showed up on Friday, got some hitting in the cages underneath, and he said the whole team was here yesterday and they went over scouting reports on the Texas Rangers. So they were engaged, but it's certainly not like playing a game. Two one. Missed outside, 3-1. Dunning at 62 pitches, 34 strikes. 0-0, bottom of the 4th inning. Yankees and the Rangers, first game of a Mother's Day doubleheader. And there's ball 4. So Judge walks, Stanton walks, first and second, 1 man out for DJ LeMahieu.
Cam, I always thought of these pitchers, you know, the sinker slider guys, that it had to be much more perfect than the Garrett Coles, the Nolan Ryans, the guys that could throw the ball by you. And you see, even, you know, 3-1, 3-2 can't give in. I mean, he has still tried to make those perfect pitches.
Absolutely right. Those guys, they have to be more perfect, because when you fall behind, as you know, you can't just come into the zone. You can't miss in the middle of the plate with 88, 89, 90. You have to be around the box, in the box, on the corner edges. And again, great at bat by Stanton. If you can, as a hitter, discipline yourself to make him come to you and not chase those pitches, this is when you can start to have success off a guy like Dane Dunning. Absolutely right. You said it earlier. This is a la, you know, what it used to be. Early 90s, late 90s. It was Jamie Moore used to give me fits pitching around the zone. I mean, he was so good at not giving in and staying, you know, on the outer edges, pitching to different quadrants. So effective.
1-0. Squares it off the other way. Stanton stops, gets tagged, and it's a double play. Nice play by Ibanez. He tagged Stanton, who stopped in the baseline and then hustled back and got to first to get DJ LeMahieu. So a big double play for Dane Dunning as the Yankees leave a runner on. Little Eddie Vedder leading us to the Toyota game recap. Toyota, let's go places. And zeros across for the Yankees, 0-3-0 for the Rangers. So this is the first game this year the Yankees have been held hitless over the first four. Garrett Cole, 4 pitches of 100 or more miles per hour. He had 1 in the previous 5 starts. Dane Dunning against Garrett Cole, pitchers matchup here on Mother's Day. 0-2. Now's the perfect time here in the 5th inning. All you guys and gals out there to stop everything you're doing and go to your mom and say thanks. Thanks for driving me everywhere. Thanks for doing everything for me. Thanks for being my rock. And believe me, do it when you have the chance. I wish that my mom was around that I could do it. So moms are they're the rock of the world. And happy Mother's Day to all of you out there.
Couldn't have said it better. Happy Mother's Day.
I talked to my mother earlier. I told her we were on FaceTime. I said, Mom, I'm going to call you. You're going to do some innings for me today. And she actually thought I was serious. Well, how do I do that? I'm like,
she's ready, though.
She's 94 and she's looking into an iPhone, so she knows how to do everything, which was comical in itself. But when she really thought I wanted her to do a couple innings, she got a little nervous.
You know, I wouldn't mind her joining us if you could set that up.
But like a good mom, she was ready to go. She said, what did you say? Absolutely. She said, how do I do it?
Yep.
Can't beat that.
94, she's rocking FaceTime. That's pretty impressive, Paul.
Oh, like it's her job. FaceTime, text, everything.
Pitch to Ibanez is a strike. What happened here?
You know what? There's a few things happen right here. You're taught as a runner to stop, but then if you're Stanton, you have to go at him to make him not be able to get to the bag. But then the question was, did he even hit the bag? So an interesting play right there. You're taught as a runner to stop, make him tag you, but soon as he has that much time, you have to go at him where he cannot continue to go to the base.
Paul, is it a dirty play if you just try to run him over if he's there?
Well, it's not. I mean, Albert Bell, you remember the famous saying, he knocked people off their feet, but
right.
you just have to cause some confusion. Right here, if he goes right into his body, he is not able to continue on to first base, which I think it looks like he actually missed first base. So it's what's so fun about the replays here, Michael. We can really break down these plays.
Now for you older Yankee fans, a similar play that actually worked in the Yankees' favor in the 7th game of the World Series in 1960, where Mickey Mantle did what Stanton did and avoided the tag and got back to first base after first base was tagged, and he was safe. That allowed the tying run to score. Otherwise, the Yankees would have lost the World Series if Mantle had been tagged. But unfortunately, in the bottom of the 9th inning for the Yankees, Bill Mazeroski hit that home run to end the World Series and win it for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Here, I thought we were going to have a happy ending, Michael.
No.
Next thing you know, game over, huh?
That was the only game, Paul, that Mickey Mantle said he ever cried after, because the Yankees just completely dominated the Pittsburgh Pirates in that series, and the games they won, they blew them out. The games they lost were nail biters, and they outscored the Pirates in the aggregate over the 7 games. But Pirates won the 4 games and won the World Series. Ibanez hits one to center field, and Hicks is there 2-away. Now, you mentioned Albert Bell, and Fernando Vina is the infielder, and Albert Bell said, "I'll see ya."
This is just like the play.
That's a bit extreme, but that was what I had in my mind, Mike. Just so we couldn't make a double play.
And really, Paul, it's not illegal if the defender's in the baseline, you could run him over. Again, you said that was a bit extreme, but 0-1 on Brad Miller.
Yeah, that was a little different scenario right there, but it's fun to watch. I tell you what.
Not fun for Vina.
It was the nonchalant pickup of the helmet for me by Bell. And Vina just nonchalantly picked up his hat and just went back to his position. Like I think that's as much as I wanted that guy right there. So
yeah, for a moment there, it looked as if Bell was going to help Vina, but he just picked his helmet up.
Just very nonchalantly. Just get out of my way. Get off the track when the trains are coming. I think, but going back to that Stanton play at first, looking at it, I think he'll tell you he's got to get a better secondary, though. I think his secondary, he took a secondary and then took a step back, which you don't see very much.
Well, Cole is dealing. He has retired 10 Texas Rangers in a row. We're halfway through, 0-0. An all-time Yankees favorite and Paul O'Neill favorite, Andy Pettitte. It's Andy Pettitte bobblehead night. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive an Andy Pettitte bobblehead courtesy of Delta Airlines. Tickets are going fast, so get your tickets today. Yankees.com/tickets. You loved the big guy, didn't you, Paul? Helped you get 4 rings.
Next neighbor. Yeah, he was my next door neighbor. We had a lot of road trips to and from the Bronx. We had great times. Our kids kind of grew up in the backyard together. Andy Pettitte, I mean, there's another guy that you can't say much wrong about. Great person, great pitcher, and a good big game pitcher.
Andy Pettitte taught me something early in my career, and showed me something, very, very early in my career that I wasn't aware of, and it was guys threw a cutter. Everybody talks about my debut as a young guy facing the Rocket and hitting a homer off the Rocket in old Yankee Stadium, but people don't talk about my actual debut was against Andy Pettitte, and I had 0 for 4, 2 punchies. Remember coming back to the dugout going, you guys, he's throwing me a pitch and it's moving, but it's not spinning. It's moving like a slider, but there's no spin. They said, hey, that's called a cutter, young buck. Welcome to the big league. You don't see those in Double-A. So he made my debut not as fun as I was hoping it was going to be, but he, like you said, one of the best to do it in the pinstripes.
Off the chest of Ibanez, scrambles after it, fires to Dunning. The throw is high, and Gallo reaches.
A great stop here, just a tough throw, and he high to Dunning, and Joey Gallo got down the line. ball hit hard, but you see just launched a little too high. Can't get the foot down to the base. That's that in between hop. Ouch, off the chest.
And that scored an E3 on the throw. Got a hunk of chest for sure.
Yeah, hit well, but great job by Joey putting his head down and busting it down the line to make that a difficult play.
Here's Gleyber Torres. He struck out in the second inning against Dunning. Gallo leads off first. And there's a strike. So Cameron, they say you never forget your first, so you never forgot your first cutter.
Never forgot my first cutter. Tell you what, it was not fun. I was on cloud nine, thinking I'm more than ready for the big leagues. And Andy Pettit put a little doubt in my mind as soon as I stepped into the box. Something I'll never forget. Andy Pettit, Roger Clemens, Ching-Ming Wong. Guys I had to face in my debut. We're talking about. I don't think people remember how good Ching-Ming Wong was. I mean. Paul knows. I mean, that guy was incredible. Talking about a turbo sinker, 96, 97 mile an hour, just turbo sinkers on your hand, splitty. I mean, he was nasty as well.
Just couldn't run the bases. That's the only problem.
Yeah, against the Astros. The 2-1. Grounded foul.
Yeah, I don't think he spent much time on the bases. You know, that was a sight to see.
Ruined his career, really did. Well, now with the universal DH, you're not going to see that all that often. Every now and then you'll see a pitcher run. A guy named Ohtani.
Yeah, well, I call him the best little league player in the game. And I mean, how often you get a guy, you look out there, he's covered in dirt. I mean, from his chest to his legs, and he's got 12 punch outs. He's, 2 for 4, 4 ribbies, and he also punches out 12. I mean, on dirt, I mean, that's a little league player right there. Just, he's the best in the game.
3-2 up the middle. Right there is Simeon. There's one on to first. Wild throw gets past Ibanez. Backing up is Garba as Torres reaches on the fielder's choice.
Well, once this play is made, it's going to be a tailor-made easy double play. I think Seager just kind of rushed it because he got an easy feed. He had all the time in the world. This was an absolute rocket. There's no reason to try to rush this throw. Good feed, everything. Just didn't make the throw.
Yankees still looking for their first hit. Here's Marwin Gonzalez. Push bunt. Third base line. Foul ball. They were playing him to pull. And Brad Miller was way off the line at third.
And I love this idea by Marwin trying to get something going. Get the offense going a little bit. And again, that's a little bit of that balance that we talk about that the Yankees have added to their lineup. Figuring out ways to get guys in scoring position, figuring out ways to manufacture runs, and I like that right there by Marwin. Easy base hit if you get that down.
0-2 on Gonzalez.
It wasn't too long ago, Michael, that that was kind of frowned upon as far as trying to get that first hit as a bunt. You wanted a clean hit, but again, this day and age things are so different. Guys don't finish games. The Yankees yet to get a hit, but you're trying to score a run and win a game at this point.
Swing and a miss. Gonzalez down on strikes. So two-way, that's going to bring up Higashioka.
Yeah, Gonzalez had a good pitch to here. That ball ran all the way back out over the middle of the plate. It's a pitch that, as a lefty, you can really handle well. A sinker up in the strike zone, kind of tailing away. It's just tailor-made to line it to left center field.
You know, we talk about pitchers hitting. On this date, 1968, Catfish Hunter of the A's then threw a perfect game. Also had 3 hits and 3 RBIs in the game as the A's won 4-0 over the Twins.
Yeah, that's quite a day if you're a pitcher. Not only the perfect game, but you get to throw 3 hits in there too.
Grounded off the glove of Miller, scrambles after it, and he bobbles it again. Everybody's safe. Looks like that'll be another error for the Rangers.
And we've seen some hard contact this inning, but like Paul said, a lot of ground balls. You know, but putting the ball in play, making this Rangers defense have to make plays, and struggling just a little bit. And that's an E right there by the third baseman. It's a play Miller probably will tell you should make.
Yeah, that's an E5. Well, the Yankees have an opportunity here with the leadoff batter at the plate. Runners on first and second. Aaron Hicks has a chance to give them a lead. Hicks 0 for 2 against Dunning. And a strike.
This will be a great inning for the Yankees to put something on the board, as well as Garrett Cole has been. He's getting towards the end of his leash pitch count wise. Close to 90 pitches. You would have figured he could get to 100. He had 91 his last time out, but still, guy throws a shutout for you. You'd love as a lineup to give him an opportunity to get this win.
One and 2 on Hicks. Hicks struck out looking in the first and fouled out down the right field line to the second baseman Marcus Semien in the third. Rangers have 3 hits and 2 errors. The Yankees zeros across on their line. Yankees have left 2 runners on base, 1 in the first and 1 in the fourth. Now runners on first and second, 2 outs. Swing and a miss as Dunning works out of a jam that his defense created. No runs, no hits, 2 errors, 2 left, 5 in the books. Pitcher's duel here at the stadium. Dane Dunning is pitching a no-hitter through 5. He struck out 5, and Garrett Cole has struck out 7, giving up 3 hits over 5 innings. And it's 0-0 as we go to the 6th. 85 pitches so far for Garrett Cole. He's walked just 1. Marcus Semien will start it off. 1 of the 3 hits against Cole in the first inning. He's 1 for 2. 0-1. He's shaking off Higashioka a couple of times, now steps off. They can't come to an agreement. Oh and 2 on Semien.
And you can see right there, I think a lot of Garrett's success in his last 2 starts has been that right there, getting ahead early, getting strike 1.
Grounded softly to third. Going to be a tough play. LeMahieu across the diamond, not in time. Semien beats it out for an infield single.
Yeah, kind of a bad break. 0-2. All of a sudden, Semien has pretty good wheels. Just tops the ball. DJ LeMahieu does all he can. He circles the ball, gets around it, gets a decent throw off. And Semien runs too well.
You said it. When you're a guy struggling and scuffling to get knocks, anytime you smell him, you're doing anything you can to get that knock. And you see Semien, he smelled it out of the box. He knew it was going to be a bang-bang play. Picks up his second knock.
Pitch to Seager is upstairs, 1-0. Seager's 0 for 2. Foul back, 1-1. Paul, between innings, I ran in and I got Cameron some brownies and a cupcake because the last series he worked was with Ryan Rucco. You know, Ryan's a health freak. He's bringing him granola bars and like celery. So I'm trying to help my friend out
high
here.
Metabolism. I call Michael K. Snacks. I got a couple nicknames for him. Rucco, if you're listening, I need snacks, and I mean not the healthy ones either. I need the cakes and the brownies and the cookies, and got a soft serve ice cream machine in there. We're probably hitting a little bit. So
I'm here for you.
I need the snacks, Paul.
Bring you celery. What's that man doing?
What are you bringing me hay for? What, like a horse? Love it.
The 2-1. 3-1. He wouldn't bring you popcorn like that. No.
Looks good too. Popcorn, hot dogs. I love snacks.
Line in the left field. Gallo right there to make the play. See, the two of you are amazing, Paul, because you eat just like Cameron, and both of you, you know, you're in unbelievable shape. If I want snacks like he did, you'd be wheelbarrowing out of here.
Well, I tell you one thing. If you're going to eat with Michael, Cam, you better change, because he changes every week. Some weeks he can eat this. Some weeks he can eat that. And there's some weeks, and basically his whole life, that he hasn't eaten anything. Have you ever told he doesn't eat ketchup? He doesn't eat, I mean, there's certain
not
things
a condiment
in life
guy.
that just like,
not a condiment guy. You're right.
No ointment. No ointment.
I learned that quick. Not a big condiment guy. Nose just gets all scrunched up and makes his face when you bring up ketchup.
That's right.
So it's all about that 6 a.m. workout. That's all. You just got to play for the tie.
Mm-hmm.
So you were up at 6 a.m. before a doubleheader today, Cameron?
No, I was not.
All right.
So I'm going to have to catch up when we get back.
Don't say ketchup. Paul, did you get an early workout in on Mother's Day?
Of course. You got to get it done.
He's throwing up iron at 6 in the morning.
No, it wasn't 6, but you know, I got it done.
So 1-0 on Garcia. He's 1 for 2. This will be the 95th pitch for Cole. One out here in the 6th inning. Yankee bullpen has some action already. So the count 2-1. Simeon leads off first. Swing and a miss. 100 miles an hour on his 97th pitch of the day.
And I love that. Not messing around at all. And like Paul said, when you have 100 in the tank, you can afford to just go right at guys. Make them have to beat you with your best stuff.
And you come back with a slider. Down goes Garcia, 2-away.
Yeah, I think that Garrett Cole knows he's at the finish line, that he needs to finish this inning by getting a next out. Bullpen up, but just a tremendous sequence. Good slider right after a good fastball on the outside corner.
That's why I also marvel at a guy like Cole. There's a lot of guys that come out of the bullpen throwing 100 miles an hour. They can't do it through 100 pitches. He's carrying it from pitch 1 through pitch 100. I mean, he's a horse out there.
He really is. His ability to sustain that throughout the game, it reminds you of like a young Verlander. Verlander used to do it really, really well, go into the 7th, 8th inning and still have 97 to 100 in the tank. And you're right. This is why this guy gets paid the big bucks, because he can do that and he does it well. And his confidence, he just looks like a different guy out there these last few starts. You can see the confidence in what he's doing out there.
99 upstairs, 0-2.
And you can see that trust right now.
And you're right, Paul. He knows he can see the finish line, so he's just emptying the tank.
Yeah, that's the same pitch he got low with last time up with a strikeout. That ball up in the strike zone that he cannot catch up to.
Lowe has struck out twice in this game against Cole. Just missed inside, 1-2. Garver on deck.
I'd like to see him go back to that heater up again, like Paul just said.
Fouled that one off.
Oh. It's a tough pitch to lay off of, and it's also a tough pitch to get to. You see that ball, you're as a hitter trying to get that ball, up in the zone, something you can handle. But when it comes out at 99, 100, it's tough to do anything with that.
You see Garrett Cole's reaction. I mean, that's the pitch he wanted. He just wanted a little higher in the strike zone.
Runner was going, ball fouled away. So Michael King is ready. He's just watching the action from the bullpen. Not even throwing right now, just staring in at home plate. Simeon leads off first, held there by Rizzo. And the 1-2 runner goes, again fouled away.
Again, you see the location of that pitch, and it's in the strike zone. And if you look at the sequence here, I mean, he's been all over the map with the knuckle curve and then back to the four-seamer. But that ball right there meant to be just up out of the strike zone. A pitch much harder to hit for a hitter.
.104 pitches for Cole. This is his season high. Runner does not go. Swing and a miss on the knuckle curve. 18 2/3 shutout innings for Garrett Cole. So he's held the Rangers down, but the Yankees have yet to get a hit. We go to the bottom of the sixth. He has no hit the Yankees through 5. What's he doing, Cam?
He's been electric. He's got a 3/4 motion. Sinker has been great, getting ahead of hitters, throwing his changeup off of that, working a slider off of that. I mean, he's really attacking these hitters, not waiting around, getting a lot of ground balls. You can see the frustration by the Yankees hitters right now. Dane Dunning doing an outstanding job against this Yankees lineup, who's been swinging a hot bat, and right now got a no-no going into the bottom of the sixth.
And Paul told us earlier he's a ground ball specialist, so 8 ground balls so far and 11 balls put in play, so that's over the 50-some-odd% they had coming into the game. So the first pitch to Judge is a strike. Judge is one of 3 Yankees who have worked a walk off of Dunning, and 2 guys reached on errors. Grounded to third. It's a fair ball, backhanded by Miller. The long throw. Judge beats it out. There's the hit. Yankees have their first hit as Judge reaches.
Well, this ball's right down the line. If he comes up with it, it's still going to be a very, very tough throw. And again, Yankees on the board, trying to get something on the board to start this inning. He got a base hit from Aaron Judge. And again, when you see that ball kind of booted by the third baseman, you know you better get through the base. And Aaron Judge offensively has done so much recently, and now leadoff single. Maybe that's enough to get the Yankees going here.
Now the 0 is off the board in the hit column, so now the Yankees will try to get something in the runs column. Bottom of the 6th inning, 0-0. Rizzo's 0 for 1 with a walk. He walked in the first, fly ball to center in the 4th. Dennis Santana is warming for the Rangers in their bullpen. So 87 pitches for Dunning. Number 88 is a strike, 0-2.
That's why he's had so much success today, is getting ahead. I mean, you see a lot of these Yankees hitters 0-1, 0-2, 1-1. He's not wasting time throwing strikes. And a guy who's under the hitting speed, he's done a great job of pitching in the zone around the quadrants.
Line foul.
Dunning's one of those guys, if I go back as a hitter, that, you know, you kind of have categories of pitchers. And some pitchers that can just blow you away, they get you out. And some guys you just don't see well, you don't have a chance. But Dunning is a guy that you go back to the dugout and wonder, pretty much in the back of your mind, I got myself out. You know, he put stuff close enough, and a good piece of hitting by Rizzo with 2 strikes to shoot that ball into left center field. A good break by Judge. First and third. Now the Yankees got an opportunity to put something on the board. But back to my point, a guy that you don't feel like he's going to strike you out. You feel like at some point you're going to get something to hit, whether you do something with it or not. That ball away, and again, as a lefty, you got a sinker ball pitcher, especially with 2 strikes. Go the other way. Aaron Judge, good read right off that, knowing that nobody's going to get it. It's in the gap. And that is nothing from the third base coach other than just reading the ball as from first base and knowing that you can cruise into third.
So here's Stanton, runners on first and third. They play the infield back for the double play. And there's a strike. Stanton struck out and walked in the 4th inning. Struck out in the 1st.
You see what's kind of happening is Dunning at 91 pitches. He still is continually throwing strikes, but a lot of them are starting to get up over the middle of the plate. And those are the balls that he's going to get hurt on.
0-2 on Stanton. Well, the Yankees would like to get Cole the victory. And they have the score right here because in all likelihood they're going to the bullpen in the 7th. Backhanded by Garver. Well, you do not run on Garcia and you do not run on Calhoun. There's not much information on Rex yet, but it looks like he's a green light. This is his 9th big league game in the outfield, the left fielder. So a fly ball will be interesting.
Usually that guy on left is usually the weaker arm of the 2 at times. Right fielder usually throws pretty well. Like you said, Garcia has an absolute cannon, so big situation right here for the Yankees.
Again, the infield back. You don't want a double play ground ball, but one would give the Yankees the lead. The 1-2. More than that, fly ball left field. Rex is there, tagging Judge. He'll come home. The throw will come into second. It's a sac fly for Stanton, and the Yankees lead 1-0.
Well, again, with 2 strikes in a tie game, first things first, get a run in. Stanton missed a pitch that I guarantee he wants back. A high slider out over the middle of the plate. But again, got the job done with 2 strikes. A little more short to the ball. Believe me, it's a pitch that he can hit out a lot of days.
And you said it, as Dunning is getting deeper into this game, those balls are starting to hang up a little bit longer and catch a lot of the plate. it's a good job by Stanton. You see him early kind of pulling off of the ball a little bit, but with 2 strikes, simplifying his approach just to put something in play. So good job by G manufacturing that run, and it's a big part of what the Yankees have been doing extremely well is finding a way to manufacture runs.
Now he throws over to first base, and Rizzo's standing right there. So maybe they're trying to give the bullpen a little more time to throw. But he's really worried about Rizzo, who doesn't really run that often.
Dunny's got a different scouting report than most people. He threw over there a lot, and not in a base stealing situation with first and third before that.
You know, I think it is, Paul. I think Rizzo looks faster with the pink spikes.
That might be it. That's a good pickup there, Michael.
Yeah, and we talked about how good his feet is. And listen, Anthony, he'll tell you, if they give it to me, I'll take it. We've seen him, you know, sneak attack, get a little shuffling running start, and get a couple bags already this season.
A bunt, a beautiful bunt. Miller fields and fires to get LeMahieu as Rizzo moves to second.
Well, he got him over, but I think in the back of the mind, obviously, this is kind of a bunt for a hit, and at worst, you're going to get Rizzo over. You see this ball not down the line enough, an easy play for an out. But again, anything that you can move a runner over and think that, you know, you're kind of thinking in the game, and now you still got an opportunity with a run in scoring position to put another run on the board.
Yeah, DJ was definitely trying to get a hit right there. Just a little bit too much off the barrel.
And the official scorer does not give him a sack bunt. It's just a bunt, 5-3. So he's charged with an at bat as Gallo fouls it away.
It's just my personal opinion, but you know, as a Yankees fan, if you're a fan out there, you gotta be excited about what the Yankees are doing. And even right there, like Paul said, just thinking the game, playing the game, trying to make something happen instead of waiting, you know, for the typical long ball. I like the way the guys are thinking as a unit, you know, trying to figure out different ways to put runs on the board.
Inside to Gallo, 1-1. So Rizzo is at second. Yankees lead 1-0. The inning started hard ground ball, backhanded by the third baseman Miller, then dropped and couldn't get Judge at first. Then Rizzo dumps one into left center as Judge moves to third. Sac fly by Stanton. Judge scores. Then a bunt by LeMahieu moves Rizzo to second for the second out, and that's where we are right now. Runner at second with Gallo at the plate and a 2-1 count. Two-one. Grabbed there by Ibanez. Flips to Dunning. They get Gallo, and that'll do it. But the Yankees break through with their first 2 hits and their first run. We go to the 7th, 1-0 Yanks. Garrett Cole looked like he was done after 6 innings, and what a 6 innings.
I mean, outstanding. Like I said, establishing his heater early in the game opens up everything for Garrett Cole. When he's aggressive with his fastball in the zone, his slider plays up, his breaking ball plays up. Again, now he added a little cutter to the mix, and you see it. Guys have to honor that outer half of the plate. I mean, outstanding. And what I love the most about Garrett right here, guys dapping him up saying, great job. He looked at Booney and said, no, 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 my friend. Give me one more inning. I'm good. And you got to love that as a teammate, as a coach, as a manager, what he's doing and going out, saving the bullpen a day like this on a doubleheader. Outstanding job by Garrett Cole.
Well, he's coming out and pitching here in the 7th. First pitch to Garver is a strike. So a little surprising coming into this inning with 105 pitches, and they probably take it batter to batter. Drops in 2 strikes, 0-2. You surprised he's out there, Paul?
I really did. I really am. I mean, you got Loaizaga up, and you know, he's at a season high 107 pitches going into the inning. It was over 100, and he hadn't been there. But you know, he probably, as Cam said, talked his way back out there. So far, so good with the strikeout.
I said it last inning, you know, as a player, when you're competing, you can just tell by the way a guy is walking around the field about, you know, where he is mentally. And right now, you know, we talk about that start in Detroit and going back into these last 2 starts, this start as well. You can just see a different, you know, a different strut from Garrett out there on the mound. He looks extremely confident, you know, asking for the ball again after two extra days of rest. You can tell he's feeling his stuff right now.
Cole swings and misses.
Pounding the strike zone, getting ahead. I mean, all, you know, huge keys for him to continue to have success throughout the season.
Calhoun 0 for 2 against Cole so far today.
You know, it's funny, every once in a while you'll see a reaction from a pitcher, and right there Cole kind of looked back in and like, how can you take that pitch? You haven't seen a changeup all day. It was a good low changeup. Calhoun not going after it.
Paul, you know, like I know, how many times you take that pitch, it looked like you spit on it, but it was just too nasty for you to even swing at.
Yeah.
It actually fools you.
2-1. Line right field. It's a foul ball. Well, coming in, we talked about the efficacy of the cutter. He's thrown 11 cutters today, but they have 2 hits and 2 at bats against that pitch, so he's kind of moved away from that. The 4-seamer has been his best pitch coming into this inning. 51 4-seam fastballs. They're 1 for 10 against that pitch, and 1 for 6 against the slider. Lays off that slider. Count 3-2.
Well, there's a lot to be said about, you know, a great pitcher or a hitter knowing what you have that day, and Garrett Cole just didn't feel it. I actually made a phone call to David Cone before the game because I was looking at some of the pitchers, the percentages, and you know, he was saying that the cutter much easier to control because you know, it's a smaller break.
That one's driven right down the line into the seats to tie the game. Hooked it around the foul pole, and Cole is upset with himself, and it's a 1-1 game on the Calhoun home run.
That's a heartbreaker right there. He was going hitter to hitter, out to out. He just got the ball up in the strike zone. Allow Calhoun to hook the pole.
So he pitched a great game, but this is a blemish on the ending. Right down the line, right inside the pole, and Cole will watch it, and he knows it's a tie game. So Boone takes the ball, says good job. That breaks the scoreless streak for Cole. Also takes the Yankee lead away. It's 1-1. Enjoying the presentation. You know, we live in an age now where everybody wants the old days, and they want to see pitchers go deep in the games. But then when they go deep in the games and they give up a big hit, Paul, there's going to be second guessing, and leaving in Cole at that high of a pitch count is something that Aaron Boone's going to have to address.
Well, I mean, I almost did a double take when I saw him going back out, because I expected him, you're right, to go to the bullpen with the lead. I mean, any way you look at it, Garrett Cole was dominating today. But, you know, as you get tired as a pitcher late in the game, this is what happens, especially in Yankee Stadium. One mistake in a one-run game ends up being a tie game. But, you know, don't take anything away from Garrett Cole. Who would you trust more? But, again, I think the pitch count and, you know, one mistake, and the Yankees are back at tie game, and you know, their bullpen is so good, you still got to like their chances here.
Well, Rex was 0 for 2 against Garrett Cole. This is his first at bat against Loizaga, who just came in out of the pen. 1-2. as good as he is and was in this game, he will go over that pitch to Calhoun all night. One, two.
Kind of like Paul said about Dunning the last inning. As you get through this lineup for the third time, you get a little tired, get a little winded. Even when you're feeling good, pitchers start catching him more middle of the plate, and you saw that 3-2. You know, Calhoun's had opportunity to have, you know, a couple at bats now. You know, his timings, he's ready for his timing is ready for that heater, and you saw him get the head out in that 3-2 fastball that was up over the plate. Probably not the best pitch that Garrett has made today. But Paul's right. As you get tired, you start leaving balls in the middle of the plate, and you know, bad things happen when that happens.
Swing and a miss. Rex down on strikes.
Take a quick look at that homer again right here. 3-2 count. You see Cole get the foot down on time, and that pitch again. Garrett wants that ball a little bit up at the top of the zone. Again, it looks like a good pitch. That one wasn't a good pitch. That was almost middle, right in Cole's wheelhouse, and he made Garrett pay. 3-2 heater. Cole Calhoun made Garrett Cole pay.
Pitch high to Ibanez.
It's like Cole on Cole crime right there.
Now the 114 pitches that Garrett Cole threw in this game is the most by any pitcher in a game this season. Not Yankee pitcher, any pitcher in a game this season. Fly ball into right. Right there is Judge to retire Ibanez, and that will do it. But the home run by Calhoun against Cole has tied the game at the end of 6.5. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees and the Rangers are tied at 1, but will stay right here as they honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise and remove your caps, and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome a special honored military guest here on Mother's Day. United States Army Sergeant, 97-year-old Helen Biter from East Meadow, New York, who served in World War II. The Yankees say thank you for your sacrifice and service to our nation. And now, Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies to the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Two for the Texas Rangers, 1-2-0 for the Yankees. Dunning 6 strong innings. Garrett Cole 6 1/3 strong innings. The Yankee offense, a sac fly in the 6th inning by Stanton, and Calhoun's solo home run on the final pitch thrown by Garrett Cole tied the game at 1. That's where we are as we go to the bottom of the 7th. And Matt Bush, the new pitcher for the Texas Rangers, and he's greeted by a base hit off the bat of Gleyber Torres to start the bottom of the inning. Those are Bush's numbers. This will be his 12th game. A lot of home runs, though, for 10 in the third innings, 3 home runs.
I always wonder when you're a team, you've been shut down by the starting pitcher. Was it the starting pitcher, or you're just not swinging the bat well? It's always interesting to see when the bullpen gets involved, and all of a sudden you see Gleyber Torres continue up the middle with a leadoff hit off of Bush, who was a hard thrower. Throws up in the upper 90s with his fastball.
Well, Bush's journey has been an odd one. 36 years old. This is his 5th big league season. He was the #1 overall pick in the 2004 draft by the Padres. And by the way, the #2 pick that the Padres passed over, Justin Verlander.
Yeah, I remember that very, very well, though. Matt Bush coming out of high school, I mean, he was so highly touted. You know, he was almost a guy like Ohtani. He was drafted as a shortstop.
Yep.
So he was a guy who they didn't know whether they wanted to put him on the bump or let him play short. So he's a guy who, you know, was drafted with a lot of talent and a lot of promise. And it's good to see him make his way, you know, back in the game into the big leagues.
And it hasn't been an easy path. He had a drunken assault at a San Diego high school in '09. Padres traded him to the Blue Jays after DFAing him. Then he was released after 2 months because of another assault. And then the Rays gave him another shot in 2010, pitched 2 seasons in their system. And then he had a drunk driving accident. He hit a motorcyclist and fled the scene. He served more than 3 years in prison. And then he was released in October of 2015. Got a job at Golden Corral and ended up working his way back. Signed with Texas, and here he is. Goes to 12-step meetings. And he's tried to make things right.
Sometimes, you know, you want to use your story, you know, to be an advocate, to promote, you know, better living. And I think his story is a great story so far. You know, he's done a good job of staying out of troubles, you know, since he's been back, and, you know, just promoting what it is to be a good person and work on mental health. And I think a lot of it, you know, just as a young man, sometimes you run into personal issues that you need help getting through. So it's good to see Matt Bush back and doing well in the big leagues. It's also good seeing Gleyber swing it a little bit better. I mean, he's really like what I've been seeing from Gleyber in the box. Really connected with the ground, behind the baseball, middle of the field approach. Really like what I'm seeing out of Gleyber right now.
That one is lined to left field. It is a foul ball. Kept slicing off the left-hander's bat, and it was a foul ball.
Well, you don't think hitters know. You watch, he didn't really even leave the box. I mean, as a hitter, you know, you kind of fought it off. It's going to slice away. Oh, crap. I had a pitch, and I just couldn't quite do it.
That's that one where you just start talking to it. Sit down. Come on, sit down. You want to see some chalk? You want to see something.
You know, just to put a bow on that story, we told you he was working in the Golden Corral after he got out of prison. Texas Rangers set up a tryout for him in the parking lot of the Golden Corral.
Threw off the speed bump.
Yeah.
He used the speed bump as like his rubber. It was just...
Line up the glove of Ibanez. Trickles into foul territory. It'll be a base hit. Moving to second is Torres.
I'll tell you what, Ibanez has had a lot of action at first base today, and this ball again just ripped down the line. off the end of his glove. A big break for the Yankees, a sure double play. See him get almost down in a catcher's position. That's that sinking line drive that just can eat you up as a defensive player.
All right, so the Yankees are set up. Let's see if they have Higashioka, that's going to be scored an E3. Wow.
Yeah, hit right at him. But again, Michael, I think I'm going to finish your point. I mean, you're the 9-hole hitter. You have struggled offensively. Is this a good time just to move the runners over and give the Yankees an opportunity to score with a sac fly?
Yeah, I was going to wonder whether or not they'd have Higashioka bunt. Looks like they will. He has certainly struggled. He's 0 for 2, hitting 146 in the early going. He does have 4 ribbies, though. Looking down at third base goes Luis Rojas. Two and 0. He's had one sac bunt in his career.
The thought process from Aaron Boone. All right, now he's in a great hitting count. Do I continue to leave this bunt sign on or give him a swing? And it can go either way. A base hit, you look great. Double play, like, why didn't we keep the bunt on?
They keep the bunt on, and it's bunted. Third base, perfect bunt. Runners move up. And Ibanez has to come off the bag to tag Higashioka. So it's a sac bunt, 5-3. Torres moves to third, Gonzalez to second.
Yeah, I know the analytics don't love bunting, but boy, I tell you what, in a game like this, I think it's the right call. You know, it makes Higgy feel like he's done something offensively. Now you've put 2 runners in scoring position.
I'm with you, Paul. That's, you know, we used to call that baseball. You know, it's, you know, sacrificing yourself. You're not feeling that great at the plate. Like you said, sometimes when you're not feeling good, even a 2-0 count, you know, you go to sell out and you get something else. But I like that. You bunt a ball, you get your eyes close to the zone. It actually might get Higgy going.
And there's a strike to Hicks as the Rangers bring the infield in with runners on second and third, 1 out. It's a 1-1 game, bottom of the 7th inning. Gleyber Torres is at third. Marwin Gonzalez is at second. One and one.
I used to hear guys say when I was coming up, if you were struggling a little bit, hey, maybe lay one down. You know, it would get your eyes closer to the zone. You know, it would get you some contact. It would just, it'll get your spirits going in a better direction. So, you know, I like that from Higgy right there. You know, doing something to help the team, like Paul said, making himself feel a lot better.
Well, Hicks could not hold up on that curveball. Crowd booing, and it's just 1-2. Might be booing the umpire for calling this a swing. David Cohn would say it's a swing.
Well, you could check swing that into left field. That was Coney's point, and it's true at times.
Went outside the zone and fouled it off.
Big spot for Hicks right here. He's been better than average with his K rate throughout his career. So he's a guy who has good at bats and, you know, tends to put the ball in play.
Yeah, you've got the scouting report on Bush. Hard four-seamer. He does throw a cutter and a curve. That was a fastball there. You would think that he would try to get inside with either a slider or a cutter.
1-2. Checks his swing. Did he go? No, he did not, said Jeremy Rehak. The entire left side of the infield is open. The third baseman, Miller, has to stay close to check Torres back at the bag. 3 infielders on the right side, all in and trying to cut off the run. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, a curveball. And now the boos are for Hicks as he goes back to the dugout. And with Aaron Judge due up, here comes Chris Woodward.
Yeah, this is a breaking ball, supposed to be buried down and in, and you see Hicks open up. He totally missed his target, but got away with it just because of the break on it. He had gone with the fastball away before.
That's going to do it for Bush. He's not helped by his defense, but second and third, 2 men out, and they go to the bullpen. And then Marwin Gonzalez reaches on an E3 that could have been 2 outs if caught. So he leaves second and third, 2 outs, and here's Dennis Santana. Santana in his 8th game will face Aaron Judge. You want something nice for Mother's Day? How about Aaron Judge with a chance to give the Yankees a lead? Judge 1 for 2 with a walk. With 2 outs, the infield backs up.
All about the matchup in the Santana. Good slider, tough to hit. Aaron Judge is going to have to see that ball breaking away from him.
Quick aside, Santana's dad, a big NBA fan. His name is Dennis Anthony Santana. Against Dennis, named him for Dennis Rodman and Penny Hardaway. 1-0. 2-0.
2 pretty good, guys alike. I used to love me Little Penny.
Did you have the doll?
Had Little Penny and everything.
Big Penny was pretty good too.
Yeah, he was. I tell you what, he was fun to watch.
2-0. There's a strike.
You know what that is right there? That's Aaron Judge. You're 2-0, and you got first base open, and there's a little uncertainty in your mind. Is he going to actually come after me? And then you see, that fastball right there.
Fly ball. Center field. Garcia is there and puts it away. So Santana comes on and gets the job done. No runs a hit, 1 error, and the Yankees leave 2. We go to the 8th. It's been money. More of that on Mother's Day. The first game of this doubleheader. Dealing. Good defense as well. Everything's working. Fastball was also high octane, and then he talked his way into an extra inning. Maybe 1 too many. He serves up a home run ball to Cole Calhoun, gives it up to Aaron Boone, but another outstanding performance by Garrett Cole, and the Yankee offense has been shut down, and it's 1-1 though as we go to the 8th inning, and now the game is in the hands of each team's bullpen. 1-5-3 for Texas, 1-3-0 for the Yankees. So Loizaga, who came on to get the final 2 outs of the 7th inning, will now face the top of the order for the Rangers here in the 8th. 1-0. Clay Holmes warming up for the Yankees. And John King warming up for the Rangers in their bullpen. They have 4 lefties in their bullpen. King's one of them. There's a strike.
You got to watch Miller. I mean, in the past, he has had power. 2016 with the Rays, he hit 30 home runs. Kind of an interesting career. 10-year veteran, actually started his career out in Seattle as a regular shortstop, and now he's kind of all over the place. Today at third base, he's played a lot of outfield for the Rangers, so he has really kind of changed his career as it's gone on. Two.
Strike 3. Miller down looking. Miller struck out 3 times in this game, 0 for 4.
Well, it's so hard as a hitter to cover everything. You've seen everything go away, and then all of a sudden this short little slider right on the inside corner just locks you up. It looks in because you've seen everything away.
So here's Marcus Semien, who's 2 for 3, couple of singles, and there's a strike.
And that's something Loizaga done really well since when I first saw him come into the league, pitching to different quadrants, like Paul said, changing the eye levels where a hitter's looking. When a guy's pounding one area, you know, and then you go to a different quadrant, it really is tough to deal with and tough to handle. You see with a guy with his stuff, if he can pitch to different quadrants of the zone, I mean, he can be extremely effective, and he's already difficult to deal with.
Popped up. Going to be a long run for Rizzo. He's there, loses the cap, but gets the baseball. 2 outs.
You see Aaron Judge laugh. This ball's off the end of the bat. Rizzo knowing that Judge has no chance, and kind of with the shift, nobody else in sight. So it's him or nothing. He actually playing in because of the shift, but got to it easily.
So here's Corey Seager, 3 infielders on the right side for the Yankees. Gleyber Torres in short right field. That one is drilled to right. Going back is Judge. He's there to make the play, and the Rangers go down in order 1-2-3 against Loizaga. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 1-1 game on Prime Video. Living on a prayer here at the stadium, and right in the middle of it they go, we're halfway there. Well, not quite. We're only in the 8th inning of a doubleheader. We're almost halfway there. 1-1 game, bottom of the 8th. And the Yankees have the heart of the order coming up against John King, Rizzo, Stanton, and LeMahieu. So King, this will be his 12th game. Too many walks in 10 2/3 innings, 6 of them with 9 strikeouts. So Rizzo picked up a hit his last time up, kind of set the Yankees up for that run in the 6th inning. Cameron, you liked his at-bat then?
I loved his at-bat because he is what you call a professional hitter. We know what he's doing from an OPS standpoint, but choking up, just letting the barrel work. That's what I love. It's a game we used to play, and I know Paul played this a lot. Pepper. We used to make guys go play pepper on the side before games got started to give you some back control, know where the barrel is at all times. And I love when he gets to 2 strikes, before 2 strikes, depending on how he feels, he'll choke up and he'll just take what you give him and just play pepper and tickle it to the outfield. And I just love his professional approach. So outstanding job by Anthony Rizzo.
And the lefty King deals a strike to Rizzo to start off the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, I know it's Mother's Day, but boy, when you start talking about pepper, that takes me back all the way back to when my father used to, let's go out and play some pepper. We'd have all my brothers out there. And of course, my dad got to hit because he was the only one who could keep it in play.
I think it's extinct now. I mean, guys don't do that anymore. Even in the minor leagues, you would go through stretch, and then you would have to take 5 to 10 minutes before you even play catch to play some pepper, just to find your barrel, get your eyes working. And again, this is why, he's a guy with premier power, but he also, takes a lot of pride in being a professional hitter and a hard out.
The 1-2 outside, 2-2 on Rizzo. So Rizzo 1 for 2 with a walk. Stanton's on deck. He's driven in the only run with a sac fly. Up the middle, past King. Grab there, and Rizzo is gunned down. Seager made the play. It's interesting, you know, over the past decade or so, even longer than that, you'd see signs behind home plate, no Pepper played here. And I guess it tore up the grass.
You know, we got to look out for the grounds crew too, but I guess you can't play Pepper anymore because we don't want to mess up the grass.
And for you younger viewers out there, Pepper is just keep the ball and play with the bat.
Just nice, short, up close, under control. You're not trying to, you know, hurt anybody, but just under control, working your hands and your eyes. It's a great game for young hitters, really hitters of all ages, just to get warm, get your eyes warm and acclimated and your hands and wrists warmed up. It's great for barrel control.
Stanton is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, a walk, and a sac fly. He has a 9-game hitting streak on the line here. High fly ball, left center. Garcia. Now, that ball was not out off the bat by any stretch, but it should not have been that shallow. The wind is so strong that took it and brought it way in, and Garcia caught it well short of the wall.
Yeah, Stanton's had some pitches today that he just missed, and you see that ball just off the end of the bat. You're not going to get a lot of carry, but obviously the ball not jumping to left or left center field today.
So here's LeMahieu. He's 0 for 3. Now, King might have been a Yankee. He was supposed to be in the Joey Gallo trade, coming with Gallo to the Yankees, but the Yankees were concerned about his medical record, so the trade was then retooled to include Joely Rodriguez. And he missed the second half of the season last year with thoracic outlet syndrome, which he had surgery to correct.
He's really kind of your typical lefty of the past. Not a real hard thrower, 92 miles an hour top, but a ton of sliders, a ton of change-ups. Just kind of a trick pitcher with kind of an awkward sidearm delivery.
And he's a guy who Chris Woodward is not scared to use against righties or lefty. He feels extremely confident that he's a guy who can get ground balls from either side of the plate. So this is a guy, when you got a lefty like that you can trust against righties and lefty, says a lot as well.
If you're a left-handed hitter, Cam, you don't know anything about these lefties. See, they all throw weird. They come sidearm at you. Nobody wants to throw over the top if you're left-handed.
We always said lefties, they just make stuff up out there, right?
That's what I thought, too.
And you're right. You can see Paul with that angle, even that, you know, you don't see DJ take swings like that a lot. His angle is funky, back foot slider. So he does. He has a little deception that, you know, it makes it a little bit uncomfortable from what it looks like.
Up the middle and grabbed there by Seager, but no play as LeMahieu will reach. Infield single for the Yankee third baseman.
You know, the ball up the middle is 50-50 this day and age. If it's a shift, somebody's staying right there. But DJ LeMahieu, one of the players in baseball, you really can't play a true shift. That ball up the middle is still a base hit.
So here's Gallo, has a chance to do some damage to his old team. Has 3 homers on the year, just 4 runs batted in. Hitting 179. He's 0 for 3 today. Pitch outside. And a strike. Big cut, 1-2.
You see, he's not going to give in. I mean, even behind in the count is still going to slider, change up. Nothing easy.
High fly ball. Right center, cutting over is Garcia. He's there to make the play in front of the track for the final out. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left. The Yankees win this game. It's going to be a walk-off fashion. We go to the ninth. Rangers doubleheader will be shown on Yes. Coverage begins immediately following the conclusion of this game, so make sure you switch over to Yes or the Yes app. And Yes also has coverage of the rescheduled series finale tomorrow starting at noon with first pitch scheduled for 1:05. Well, we take it to the ninth inning. And the Yankees now take it to Clay Holmes. See the numbers, they're sparkling. This will be his 14th game. A strikeout per inning, just 2 walks. Opponents hit 191 against him. Last 12 games, 12 in the third inning, 6 hits. 13 strikeouts, 2 walks, has not allowed a run. So he'll face the cleanup hitter, Garcia, to start off the ninth inning. 1-1 game. And Holmes deals a strike.
I tell you, you see what Holmes has become since he's come to the Yankees. And Cam, you would be a great guy for me to enlighten me. What in the world is Pittsburgh thinking about? You had to face him when he was with the Pirates, and he was not this type of pitcher. He's overpowering now.
I mean, even there though, Paulie, the stuff was there. You know, you could feel the heaviness of his ball. You could feel the heaviness of his sinker. So again, he's a guy who, like you said, I don't know what they were thinking giving up on this guy, because I mean, the stuff was always there. You know, sometimes you got to tweak mechanics and figure out, you know, what you need to do to repeat things consistently. But the stuff has been something that has never been, you know, has never lacked 100%. Like, that's a bowling ball he's throwing up there.
Meredith, what is he doing differently here in New York than he was in the Steel City?
Well, Michael, it's funny. When he came over here, he had a meeting with Matt Blake, and they said, forget about the other stuff. Just throw the sinker. That's your bread and butter pitch. It will work for you. You'll get swings and misses. And really, it was just a change of philosophy and pitch usage that allowed him to have success. He bought into it early, had success early, and now we see him developing that slider a little bit again. But that sinker will continue to be his bread and butter pitch, Paulie.
There's a strike to Lowe. Lowe's had one of those days. He's 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts, all against Garrett Cole. One and one. Whip and foul. One and two on Nathaniel Lowe. Swing and a miss. There's that pitch Cameron and Paul and Meredith are talking about.
I'll tell you what, that's that day right there. 4 for 4 strikeouts. And you see the sideward spin, that two-seamer, but the difference in it is usually it's 92, 93, where his is mid-90s with that much more movement.
And that's the reason why I'm sitting up here with you guys now, Paul, because guys, when they start going, you know, horizontal with that, you know, east and west, it's difficult. You know, you're used to guys, like you said, 89, 90, 91. I mean, these guys are 95 to 100, you know, with the run and sink nowadays. So it's a reason why I'm sitting up here in this booth now.
It's not that popcorn and sitting next to Michael that I'm looking at right here. It's got something to do with it.
It's
right?
got a little bit to do with it.
That one is ripped into left center field. That's going to be in there over the head of Gallo and up against the wall. Garver will pick up a double with 2 outs. Second double of the game for Garver.
Yeah, Garver's had some good swings today. Had a good swing off Garrett Cole earlier in the game, and then right here made it look easy off Holmes, who've just been dominating. You see that ball, not really a bad pitch, out over the plate a little bit, but Garver hammers it to left center field.
Pinch runner is Eli White. Get some speed with the go-ahead run. And here is Calhoun, the last batter that Garrett Cole faced. And he hit a home run just inside the left field foul pole, or right field foul pole, check that, to tie the game. That's where we are right now. Oh, what a pick there by Higashioka.
Wow. I mean, outstanding. That is a great pick.
Two and 0. Pretty good sprint speed there, 29.8 feet per second.
Where are you, Michael, in your sprint speed?
About 10 feet per second, maybe 9 feet per second, something in that
Sorry,
general
I
vicinity.
I didn't mean to laugh before you got the question.
No, well, it's legitimate. Legitimate question.
Just checking.
Paul knows speed is not my my best tool.
I tell you one thing, it's got out of my game this day and age too. Don't worry about it.
Say slow and steady wins the race, though, right? You're winning, my friend. You're doing just fine.
The 2-0. I can talk fast. I just can't run fast. 3-0. That's who the Yankees have on the bench if they have to do some maneuvering in the bottom of the 9th inning. Now they do lose LaCastro's on the IL. He almost seemed like an automatic to come in and pinch run and steal a base, but Florial has been really good at AAA in stealing bases. They turned him loose on 3-0 and a ground ball to LeMahieu across the diamond, and that will do it in the 9th. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning as the Yankees try to walk it off. Gleyber Torres will lead it off. One game, first game of a Mother's Day doubleheader here at the stadium. 1-6-3 for Texas. Now we know they've had trouble scoring runs all year. 1-4-0 for the Yankees. They've had a really explosive offense all year, and Gleyber Torres certainly has had his walk-offs over the last couple of years, and this one lit up the Bronx. And he also had a pinch hit that drove in a go-ahead run in the top of the 9th inning. So he's done this job, and he's done it well. Let's see what he does here against John King. Gleyber's 1 for 3 tonight. Jonah Heim is behind the plate as a pinch run for Garver. So King will pitch to Heim with Torres at the plate. Fouled away.
These are the moments, and you saw that first swing where Gleyber kind of gets away from what he was doing so well, just taking the ball up the middle. That ball that he got down quick, he came around it. You could see he just got immediately in pull mode, trying to go deep.
So Marwin Gonzalez is on deck, and hovering on the top step of the dugout is Josh Donaldson, as Higashioka is due up third in this inning. 2-1. High fly ball, right field and deep. Calhoun back on the track at the wall. See ya! Ball game. He walks it off, and the Yankees win 2-1.
That's a way to start game one of a doubleheader, and right there, I mean, if you see Gleyber Torres starting to use right center field, you're going to go back a few years when he was at his best. Nothing like seeing the pink belt celebrate at home plate, huh?
Now, Cameron, did I see a little gritty there as he approached home plate?
You saw him do the gritty.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. But like Paulie said, middle of the field approach with Gleyber. When you see Gleyber hitting balls to right center field, good things coming. And he's been doing that the past few weeks. A flair for the dramatic from Gleyber Torres. I mean, he's the guy you want in those big spots. Big swing by Gleyber Torres.
Yeah, since he's come up, he's had his share of walk-offs, that's for sure. And he has one here on Mother's Day in the first game of this doubleheader, and here it is.
Happy Mother's Day. That's a beautiful swing. Tell you what, Gleyber, simple approach, getting his foot down. I mean, so connected with right now in the box. And he knew it off the bat. I absolutely love it. Starting in his role, whatever they need for him right now, he's coming through. That pink belt shining, I love it. And I'm sure, and let's check out the gritty. I love it.
It's closer to home plate, but it's a big-time gritty. Here we go.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Justin.
All right, Meredith. She's down on the field. Ask Gleyber about the gritty.
Hey, thanks, Michael. Gleyber, obviously a great way to start off a doubleheader. Just take me through that at bat.
I just want to do my team, put the ball in play. All game long, we try to get a run, but we miss opportunities. So I just put myself on right position and try to do my team.
It seems like you've been using right center field more often lately. Just how comfortable are you at the plate?
I mean, really good, and just try to do my adjustment every time when I go to the home plate. Try to do my little things and be confident. Every time when I go home play, I got my plan and just try to follow my plan and let's see what happens during the bat.
Just take me through, describe what it feels like to hit a walk-off here at Yankee Stadium, because you're certainly no stranger to it.
Amazing. Really excited. It's a lot of people right now, the crowd, so I'm so happy to hold my team to win tonight.
What does that applause mean to you by these Yankees fans?
We keep going and we got another game.
All right, now you told me that as soon as you hit it, you thought, I did it for Mother's Day.
It's a special, all the Mother's Day here. Appreciate for coming, and I mean, just proud for get that opportunity and just help my team tonight.
Gleyber, good luck in game 2.
Thank you.
Michael, Cam, Paul, send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Meredith. And that was a Mother's Day blast. He just became a dad. Back home with his newborn is his wife, the mother of his son. And they get to watch this walk-off home run. He has more walk-offs than anyone since 2018. Add another to the list.